Assalamu alaikum all. Today I'm going to be talking about the number one wealth killer that keeps Muslims poor. And I saw this great video from Ramit Sethi who was talking about this, and Graham Stephan did a reaction to that, and I'm going to go into that today. Simple Muslim Money, which is all about simple halal investing and personal finance for Muslims. Now I saw this great video by Ramit Sethi, which is basically just about buying cars and why they are such a massive wealth destroyer for people, and Graham Stephan did a fantastic reaction to that as well, and I'm going to have both of those videos linked in the description below. Let's go into the first clip from Ramit Sethi's video, because I saw Graham Stephan sort of react to videos and I'd love to do that myself as well from a Muslim point of view. So let's go into the first clip.
Car payments are one of the true wealth killers of today that nobody wants to talk about.
So that's a fantastic clip from Ramit Sethi, and it's so true. No one wants to talk about car payments, and they are massive wealth killer. Like, car payments are going up to £6, £7, £8, £9, £1,000 a month for a car, for something that depreciates really quickly. And I know people love cars and like to drive a nice car. I definitely do myself as well. However, it's all about setting an image. Sometimes we want to do that and we don't necessarily have the money to pay for that car, and most people don't do enough research or look into a car and how much it kind of really costs, because it's not just buying the car, it's the insurance, the maintenance, all of that sort of stuff. And there's cars that are 60, 70, 80,000 pounds, and a lot of people don't realize what's going on.
You know how most people buy a car? They literally look at the monthly payment from their neighborhood car dealer chat to decide what they can afford, but this is a huge mistake. Looking at the monthly payment is not how you ever want to buy a car. The dealership can literally make your monthly payment lower or higher simply by changing the terms of your loan.
And that's such a good point. People just look at the monthly payments when you buy a new car. You don't look at the overall cost. What they can do is just sort of drag it out longer and longer and longer and make much more money out of you. And they sort of, car dealers hide away the true cost of what the car costs by doing this. Another thing is to make the car seem more affordable is they can increase your car payments and give you these add-ons. There's so many different, I don't know, you could get things like massage things in your chair now, heated chairs, heated steering wheels. You could get so many kind of add-ons blind spot assist. And I'm not saying these things are not good, but what they make is they make the car so much more expensive, and they're a massive wealth killer, and that money should be invested into something else, and that will kind of really help you generate that wealth for your kind of retirement and your long-term future. And another thing to point out is that a car loses its value very quickly. It's not like property, which can kind of hold its value, and especially new cars, as soon as you've driven it off, it's taken a massive hit straight away because it's not a new car, and you just kind of lose a lot of money. So that's why it's such a big wealth killer. And another thing people need to be aware of is what if you lose your job? How do you pay for that car? If you do hit some sort of financial issue, and you're going to have this massive £600, £700, £800, £900 monthly bill that you're going to have to pay every month. That's a massive sink on your kind of income.
It's funny. People make huge efforts to save on things like dessert or clothes or eating out. But when it comes to huge purchases like a house or car, it's literally like people walk outside, trip, fall, and buy a $500,000 house or a $70,000 car. What?
Yeah, and this is so true. A lot of people buy large purchases like houses and cars and things like that. They don't really think, and just quickly just go out, get whatever mortgage they can, and sort of worry about it later. And that is really kind of dangerous and really can affect your kind of long-term future. And personal finance as well. One thing I definitely want to say is, we want to keep it simple as well. I don't always think it's really complicated, but a lot of the times it's we want that thing really quickly. We want that house, we want that car, but we're happy to save money on, if we go on holiday and look for the cheapest deal and things like that, or when we go to a shop, supermarket, we're looking for the cheapest bargains and stuff. But we were going to make biggest benefits is not buying some crazy car that's going to have this payment that's going to last for 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know how many years. Another thing is with these purchases, we feel like we deserve it. I deserve that BMW, that Mercedes, but it's actually such a massive wealth killer, and it's just going to kind of affect us in the long run.
Now, there are a lot of tips people have to save money when buying a car, but there's a very simple thing you can do that almost nobody thinks about. Keep your car as long as possible. That is because your savings really happen once your car payments stop.
Amazing advice and really important. Keep your car as long as possible. If you're changing your car every 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you're going to have these massive car payments that you're paying. But imagine if you've got a car that's fully paid off and you don't have any car payments, then that money you can use to something else. So I just want to highlight this as, again, savings when your car payments stop, that's when you make the massive savings. And, you know, myself, I'm personally blessed that we were able to pay our car off in full. It wasn't easy. You know, we had to pay quite a big amount, but we don't have any car payments. We pay this car off and we want to keep this car for as long as possible. We went for a Lexus, which is, you know, got a very good reliability, sort of track record, and it's also a hybrid as well, so it kind of helps in terms of the fuel costs and stuff. And we plan to have this car as long as possible. I mean like more than 10 years, you know, until the car kind of gets really bad. Like I don't want to wait for it to be like almost falling apart before we get rid of it, but I want to keep it as long as possible. And then by then, who knows what the car market's going to be like. EV cars, electric cars, hydrogen cars, who knows. But the longer I can keep it, rather than constantly just switching it every few years and just constantly just paying car payments, I want to kind of have money for savings, emergency savings, and also to invest. But I do understand that, you know, people absolutely love their cars and they love driving it, and it's like an amazing feeling. And people think, you know, you only live once, what's the point of like just constantly just saving money? I really want that car now, I'm only young, and things like that. And I do totally understand the love of cars. But one thing that, you know, I'm planning to doing is just to hire a car for a week, you know, just to satisfy that itch to drive something different, or, you know, something that I particularly want. Like one thing I'm thinking about doing is for my birthday, which is coming up in a few months, is like just to hire like a convertible. That's something I've always wanted to drive, just drive around with a convertible and yeah, just feel that wind and everything like that. But I'm sure after 1 or 2 days I'll be done. I don't need to do that over it, you know, like long term. I just need it when, you know, when the UK is hot, which it is at the moment, fortunately. So yeah, that's kind of a good way to get around it. Hey, I hope you enjoyed watching that video. Please check out my other video where I talk about how to talk about money in Muslim marriages. Thanks for watching.